Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, it's Weeb. We are back on EU4 for the third part of this Unguldavor. Oh, I got that name every time. I think I'm just going to say the Orc Kingdom or Orc Empire at this rate, because it's really annoying. Maybe some of you have way easier time pronouncing it than me. But yes, so last time we left off, we switched to Coronate, the other religion of the human, because what was the law already behind it is that the Orc god was defeated because Orc only swears by strength. Then they decide to, I don't know, switch god for some reason. I don't know, the option is in the game, so I assume that's how it is in the law. But yeah, with the switch to Coinate comes also the first big catastrophe of this game, I would say. There is some catastrophes that happen that are made by the law. And the first one is Crimson Deluge, some kind of like you know like the Egyptian thing. This time it's blood. I don't know what was it. I don't remember the myth in Egypt about the different things that happened there, but yeah, it's basically blood in the rain instead of water. So it causes a bunch of devastation in all your opponents. So it's kind of annoying, but it doesn't stop us from conquering more land. You can see right here, I declared war yet again to, I think the country is named Coronate, like exactly like the religion. This country in red, it has the flag, in its flag it has the symbol of the religion. I assume it's in the lore where the religion is supposed to birth. And there was one center of reformation in it, so I assume it's always in this country that it spawned, maybe? I don't really know. But yeah, so I think the war wasn't directly against them, it was against the orcs in the north. We can see based on the flag at the top. At the bottom, I mean, the leader of war in the opposing side is the Grumbler, the big orc nation at the top, which isn't normal orcs, they are grey orc, so they even have a different skin for them. I don't know if I'll be able to show it in one clip, but yeah, the army skin is different. But anyway, they weren't really strong enough, especially since I was allied to Gawed, the country, big blue country at the start of the game, that starts right to the north, a bit to the left of me. I managed to get an alliance with them because I think at this moment I'm not monstrous anymore, or I'm semi-monstrous, so the debuff of diplomatic, like of minus 100 when you're monstrous, is kinda gone, so I can start allying people. And yeah, with Gawad it's kinda easy now, especially since we look at how big they are at the game. They annex all the dragon people, they annex everyone in the north, there's a bunch of small countries there. They still didn't go at war with Laurent, you can see the border are pretty much the same as they are usually, so something big will happen, because those two are swear enemies like Gawed and Laurent, so they always go at war at some point, and one of them usually dies at the end of it. So yeah, we'll see which one will die in this campaign between Gawed and Laurent. But before that, remember to be like the video and to smash the like and subscribe button. Oh yeah, and for those wondering, since Coinate started to spawn, there is a system of Holy Roman Empire in this mod as well. It's called the Empire of Anbennar. So now that the second religion has spawned, it's going to start falling down, kinda like how Protestant and Reform kinda destroy the Holy Roman Empire at the end, every time when they spawn. So yeah, it's the same, it just, the Empire is kinda different. There is no big country like there is in the usual game. Like Austria is pretty big. Yeah, it's a bunch of small countries, to be honest. There isn't really any big one. Even the Emperor isn't that big at the beginning. And then a few years after, we went back to war against Gromba, you can see right here with Gawed. And yeah, I noticed something, it's not my first time noticing it, but now I'm showing it on video. There is all those animals here that are in the base game, they have the pyramids, you can see. Those are all like in-game, in the base game, you can see them sometime in province and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's maybe that the dev didn't know where to put them, so they just put them here in a wasteland, in the middle of nowhere. In the Tunga. Taiga? No, it's Taiga, yeah. Yes, not Tunga, what? I invented a new word right here. But yeah, no, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff lost in here. I don't know why, it's Probably. It's either an Easter egg from the developer of the mod, or it's just they didn't know where to put it. But then yeah, at the end of this one, we got to first mountain hold. So it's kind of like the... For those who imagine the dwarf homes, settlement in like Warhammer and stuff like that, especially Total War Warhammer. If you imagine your a dwarf hold in those kind of game, it's pretty much that. You have hold in the mountain, and those have like pretty decent stuff in it. You can mine to make them deeper, and at some point like you get crazy bonus from doing so, but like it costs a crazy ton to do so yeah. Yeah, and I'm still doing the thing to get to not be monstrous anymore, so I'm probably like still, yeah, you can see the thing to start all the restoration, so yeah, it costs a lot of stuff. And there is event when you do it, like it takes time. Some event can be pretty bad, like spawning I think, I don't remember at the end of the game, like it can be a crazy amount of rebellion. You can see the monstrous level, semi-monstrous, which means that now the debuff is halved in terms of monstrous, so as I said before, I can now do diplomacy. Instead of having a minus 100, it's probably like minus 50, if I remember correctly. But I'm almost being a normal, civilized, I guess I would say, nation. Yeah, you can see I'm tempted to remove expansion ID because honestly I don't have anything else to colonize, but the problem is that if I do it I get no administrative point back, so I say it's better to just keep it, even though we don't have any use for the colony and stuff like that. But I mean, who knows, maybe at some point they will have stuff to colonize, but I think by the point I can get like a coast on visibility on colonizable province, it will be already fully colonized in the world. And after that, we finally got the Crucible Deluxe to be over in quite a long time. It's been there for almost 10 years, so yeah, it's a pretty long debuff to be here, and you can read it here. So yeah, our province will finally start to kinda turn back herself. But yeah, you can see the coordinates are spread pretty well. It's pretty huge. The Empire is almost fully commented, so yeah, there's going to be stuff happening with that. But they're still getting an Imperial authority though, so good for them, I guess. But yeah, there is going to be a war, kinda like the War of the League in the real history. Here it's going to be the same between the Regent Corps and the coordinates at some point. But yeah, we'll see that later on. And then after a bit I got Tech 12, which is usually the tech where we start to get firemen, so people with pistol. But you can see in my pips that my units, like you can see the sprite, the orcs don't have guns in them, but in my pips, the unit doesn't have any fire yet, so yeah, still can't use fire anyway. But yeah, it's way later on in the game. But yeah, you can see here after we soon after got the monstrous. So now we are new people. You can see birth of the new orc people. So yeah, we basically got a new culture. So everything will switch to a new culture. And now we are civilized. So no more malus diplomatic. So you can see reformed monstrous. So yeah, I think yeah, our culture changed. So yeah, you can see Ungulan orc. Before we are green orc simply. No, we are Ungulan orc. It's probably just the name when we are civilized. But then now comes the time to conquer more land, so I declared war yet again on, not calling it, but their neighbor, which are allied to them. They are called dog eaters, so yeah, I mean, it's other orc people. You can just by the name, you can assume so. So yeah, but they're not really a problem. I mean, the dog eater are a problem because you can see they have a 3-star general on their orc as well, so they have good shock damage as well. But the human still gets beaten up a lot whenever I fight them, probably because of the huge shock damage increase we have as orc. And despite having it, as I said, the sprite of orcs with gun, we don't have any fire in our unit, so it's still like a bunch of shock pips, so it's really strong still. But yeah, so we're just going to slowly drag them down in this war and siege them down. You can see they somewhat got a bit annoying in the west where they started stealing our land, but it's nothing. We got to kick one of the ally quickly into the war. Then we got to finish off coordinates Korean, or whatever the name of this country is in red. And then we got to annex some points from the guitar as well. But yeah, so time for more. Anyway guys, that's it for this part 3 of our Let's Play with Unguldavor. Next time, see each other for part 4, and I hope you guys like this one. Bye!
Girl, I was told we never took a night off, something cold.